shit. Let's get it going. Let's see.
Oh boy.
There it is.
Like a fucking idiot.
Yes. Yes.
This is how I'm showing up to Wednesday's game.
Hell yeah. After a week of decisiveness in the studio, within the OC Fan TV, or no, not within the OC Fan TV, but within the Orlando City.
Fucking strap. For what? I don't know.
Your big ass head. Make sure it doesn't fly off.
Well, yeah, it's probably meant
it's
to
a
be there.
headband. Oh, wait.
To hold down the...
That's not supposed to be.
Holy shit, you're an idiot.
Or is it supposed to give it like a tightness? So you can, like, if you actually have a right sized head. We're just going to go with that. Where it's supposed to be.
That works.
Fuck off.
As the headband's in the front now.
You gotta flip it around. There it is.
Ooh.
You figured it out.
Notification, what is it? Oh, someone was like the Instagram post heard. Yeah.
Well, so anyway, like I was saying, after a week of decisiveness within the Orlando City fan base, within the OC Fan TV studio, it's back full decked out and all the Orlando City gear, as you can see by everybody in here.
Almost Orlando.
And tribute to Bryce, who's in Puerto Rico right now with the sunglasses.
Get the shades going.
So.
To get back in. Well, I don't want that. Well, Razor down another run. I think
there
his
you go.
flight leaves.
A couple hours from now, right?
Is it midnight tonight or is it noon tomorrow?
I can't remember, but
I remember
one of the
tonight.
12s.
Yeah.
Safe flight, my man.
Yeah. Did you hear? Did he tell you about what happened when they were riding the horses? Some guy shot at him.
What?
No shot.
You saw the stuff when he was riding horses?
I saw the one he sent, like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
on the horses, and he said some
Yeah.
guy shot at him.
No shot.
Well, yes, shot.
No shot. I want to hear the story.
Well, that's all he told me.
I know. I want to hear the story. Like when he comes back, I'm curious about
It
that.
could
We'll tell it on the
also just be another case of drunk Bryce.
Yeah,
So-
he's probably been drunk for. When did he leave? He left.
Thursday. Because it was right?
Yeah, right before,
Yeah, it was
right
Thursday,
after
it was
the.
day
right after the
Thursday at
Arsenal
2
game.
a.m.
So like
His flight was.
5 days straight now,
Yeah. Is it throwback to the Keys trip?
Yeah.
It's just the same thing.
and he's coming back tonight, tomorrow.
It's got to be
Yeah.
early morning, or because I don't think is he gonna miss another day of work?
I hope not,
I don't know.
but the lad's going to be recovering, so we may not see Bryce on the pod for another week. But
He said he would be down if we recorded tomorrow. That he would be down to record Tuesday. So like,
yeah, I'm sure.
It'll be another 3-person pod because I will be unable to.
if it was tomorrow, yeah. But today's Monday, so we're chilling. And
Today is
I'm
Monday.
Already sweating.
And Wednesday,
Jesus.
everybody's back together to take on the fucking Red Bulls. But first, we do have to talk a little bit about that shambolic performance on Sunday.
Are we talking about Chelsea?
Saturday. Yesterday was Sunday.
Saturday, my bad.
Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah, Chelsea first.
Lost
4-0.
absolutely battered.
We'll just talk a little bit about that since Zach and I were there. Just a quick.
Will we?
Yeah, just quick. What do you? How do you feel about going?
Thoughts first. Your team won. You
My
go first.
first, Thomas Partey is huge to us. Without him, we lack the ability to move the ball from defense to attack. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later when we talk about our preview and stuff like that with Orlando City. But without him, the style that we played in that match is not, it doesn't work. So we switched to what we did late last season. Gabriel Jesus is a menace. After watching him for 2 matches in person, he's right. He just wants to run. He wants to work and help the team. So I appreciate seeing somebody at the 9 that does that for the first time between my 2 clubs for the first time in 3-4 years.
Darrow was here. way more recent than 3-4 years.
Well, but Daryl was here and then he wasn't here, and then so consistently seeing somebody run, it'll be nice. Hopefully he stays healthy, and I get to watch that. Yeah, Bukayo Saka, is always incredible to watch him play. He's got a huge a ton of technical ability.
Remember Muling Sar down in the corner?
Yeah,
Came on.
yeah. Oh man, he's got a ton of technical ability.
What did I miss?
Yeah, Muling Sar came on. Right
Yeah,
before
so
half, and he was just toyed with down in the corner.
Bukayo broke free. It was Gabriel broke free on a counter,
I don't even know.
and Trevor Chalobah put in a challenge to stop the go-ahead goal and ended up hurting his leg. So they had to take Chalobah off, and Malang Sarr came on.
It wasn't the go-ahead goal. You guys had scored before that.
No, it would have been a go-ahead to stop the go-ahead goal, because if he didn't put that challenge in, it's him and Mendy one-on-one, and we already...
But it's not a go-ahead goal if you're already up.
No, I mean, like, the go-ahead goal, meaning there's nothing standing in his way. It's going to be a goal because the only person is him and Mendy.
The go-ahead goal is like you're scoring, you up 1-0.
Oh,
You're clear-cut chance.
Yes, there you go. The other way...
One-on-one.
Yeah, it's a easy...
I'm going to start calling you Bryce with your terminology.
Yeah, whatever. Shut the fuck up. You're just mad because your team got battered.
No.
So now here's your...
Yeah, I'm not going to ramble on a Premier League team on an Orlando City podcast like you just did.
No, did not.
But yeah, we
Gave
played a
30
different
seconds.
formation. It wasn't great. I was hoping we would have changed it in the first half, but we didn't. Chalobah came off injured. Our worst player in who knows how long had to come on to replace him. And it wasn't great. I said to him at some point during the game, like, this game should be invalidated because Malang Sarr came on the pitch. If you know anything about Malang Sarr, you've heard his name. I'd pin him as possibly the worst player in the Premier League.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. You're forgetting Harry Maguire's there.
No.
He's definitely worse than Harry. I do
You
have
sure
to say
about
that.
that?
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
I'm
You
taking
sure?
Harry.
100%.
Yes, that's how bad it is. It's terrible. So yeah,
Clip that shit.
invalidated because Malang Sarr came on the pitch. Wasn't great. Our attack still wasn't great. Tuchel said it after the match. We have the same attacking problems because we have the same players. That's where we're at. Vamos Orlando City.
So
So
you
same.
definitely talked for longer than I did.
I don't know.
Yep, because you started like trying to argue with me about words and
Were you interrupted? Not interrupted. Did you have dialogue with us during yours?
anyway.
Well, Chelsea can't beat an MLS side, can't beat a Premier League side.
But
cares?
We beat a Liga MX side, so fuck them down in Mexico. So
Fair.
Well,
Moving on to the Orlando City
yeah,
game.
Dave, you were there.
Yep, I was there. New opponent, same old Orlando City. First 10 minutes or so, we looked like, every other game where we come out strong, we press well, we link together good passes, can't really put a shot. Then after the 10 minutes are up, it kind of all falls apart. Get to halftime, we're 1-0 down. Poppy makes his brilliant decision for subs. So, let's bring on Tesho, let's bring on Benji.
Same old story. Fucking same
I
shit.
don't know what else to say.
I noticed
We bring on Tesho and Benji when we're 1-0 down.
when we were in the car, I believe, leaving that match, I saw that Kara came off in the 89th. Why was he on the pitch for that long?
I don't even fucking know. Like, that game was a blur. Like, it was so frustrating to watch. It was so bad that I turned on the Arsenal-Chelsea game.
That was the wrong. Well, no, for you, right choice. I don't know.
It was fun to watch y'all get battered.
I'm
And
gonna play the over/under Kara game again. I just know the number in my head, so I'm placing it at 19 and a half touches for this match.
Over, under? Under.
I'm going to go over.
Over. He had 21 in 89 minutes. Still absolutely awful. But he got out of that 14 to 17 range.
That's good for him. Did he score a goal? Did he assist a goal? Did he do any progressive passing? Did he create any big chances?
I know that he was.
I'm done
dispossessed
defending
twice.
him.
Did he look somewhat athletic? No.
I'm done defending him.
Uh,
The highest paid player on my roster right now.
Yeah.
And you have done jack shit
by
for me.
$500,000.
You have done jack shit.
All right. Well, he's our highest scorer, but
Exactly. And we've scored how many goals? We're in a negative goal differential. So what does that do for you? He's our highest goal scorer with what? 6 goals?
7. In all competitions, I think 7, maybe
7 in all competitions.
not. It may be a little bit more. Well, let's find out.
Look, I will still support him and hope that he scores goals for us till the end of the season, but I'm done defending him. There is no more excuses. You either start putting performances out on the pitch, or we're going to find somebody else that will.
It is 8, I believe, in all competitions. 1 in the Open Cup, and then 7 in the league.
So-
he was at 9 at last time we talked.
Mm-mm.
I swear I remember.
It was
number
probably
9.
like contributions, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it was. Contributions.
8. Well, no, because he has 9 contributions. In the
Yeah,
league. It's
that's
7
what I'm
goals
thinking
and
of.
2
Yeah,
assists.
you're right.
So, my thing is how many minutes has he played since his last goal?
Damn.
I have no idea. Too many. Really, it is too many.
If it's over 500, put Tesho on the pitch and see if he can score a goal.
He hasn't scored
No.
a goal in over a calendar year.
No, I'd rather see someone who's hungry to play and to score goals, someone like Jacqueline,
There you go.
rather than
No,
Tesho.
it's way less than 500 because you got 89 v Philly, 55 versus Atlanta, 69 versus Miami, nice, and then a goal in the loss to DC. So
Okay.
you're looking
So,
200.
200.
Yeah.
It was a stretch, but that's where I'm at. You know, I think that's what I'm at. Like, if he's at over that 500 minutes to goal ratio that Tesho's at, let him go for 89 minutes, run around. You never know. He might tap something in with his long giraffe head.
Tesho?
Yeah.
Well, you weren't there, so you missed it. He did have a chance. The header, a free header, back post, and he put it. It wasn't wide. It was up. He skied it.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you can say Tesho in his big-ass fucking forehead, but he still can't do shit.
Yeah, there is.
But is Kara in that position to score that goal?
No, he just doesn't move. But Tesho can't finish. At least Carr can finish, so he's 50%
Okay,
of the time
but-
when he's in the positions he can't finish.
So put Jacqueline on, like you said.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I saw another tweet, can't remember who it was from. Benji hasn't scored in over 900 minutes, and Jake Mulroney hasn't scored in 480 minutes since he joined the club. So we're bringing in Ivan Angolo, which we're going to talk about a little bit, and Nicholas Gioacchini, who hopefully we can see Wednesday night, unless there's something about stipulations of cup players, or because Jake Mulroney can't play in the Open Cup. Hopefully there's not bringing a new player in late into the season kind of rule, because that would be
Well,
stupid.
isn't that only because he was tied with Atlanta?
Yeah, but knowing the MLS and knowing the U.S.
Yeah,
Soccer Federation,
they'll be like,
there's-
he played in another league.
But he's a U.S. national, so they might let it slide.
Yeah,
but it's Orlando City, so
yeah.
Like,
But he's a
really-
U.S. national who is looking to get on the World Cup roster maybe at some point. So
yeah, maybe. I hope so.
I hope
With
we can see him. You know,
Jake not playing.
yeah.
I would
Why
really
not?
need to see
You know what I mean? 2 weeks, right? Well, 1 week, full week with the club, but like,
Yeah, at this point, like a week and a half, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks, maybe. I don't know.
yeah. I think he. What was it for the Wednesday match that he was announced?
Yeah, but
So-
they never brought him out.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just about a full week with the club, like being here in Orlando, week and a half probably since we finished the deal.
Mhm.
I want to see him play. I
Yeah.
definitely want to see him get minutes out there.
If-
How did Juan look?
he looked all right. He had some opportunities to cross. He put in a couple. I think he put in a couple balls that I can remember. The game was so dull. Like, it's hard to remember certain things. Like Ruan, he was just kind of there in my opinion. Like,
So
I don't
do
remember
you-
much.
Would you give Mikey the nod on Wednesday, being how he looked so good against Arsenal and Juan has just been so meh?
It's tough because I feel like Ruan may be a little bit more composed on the ball when if the Red Bulls try to press us. But I don't know. The way Mikey played against Arsenal, if he keeps that, or if he plays like that, I'd rather have him start.
So this is my thing: is Arsenal plays that very high in-your-face press, and that team on Wednesday broke that beautifully. They were able to deal with it
Like we've never seen before.
beautifully. Like, yeah, Mikey wasn't the most composed person on the ball, but he was always an option for that outlet pass. Facundo, Benji, you know what I mean? They were always there.
The more composed he becomes.
Yep. So that's my thing. I think personally that's why I wanted to start him against Philly, just to see him play more. But I understand he put in a ton of minutes on Wednesday, and I know that kid played his heart out. So
Another reason why I may have played out of the press well is because Antonio
Antonio
which we didn't
needs
see
to start.
against Philly, which I mean, you see Schlegel start. I'm not that confident with him on the ball as I am Antonio. So
I got a question about that. Do you think that Poppy thinks that Schlegel has earned what closer?
Yeah, talking to your mic, bub.
Am I not? Is that close?
Yes, there you
All
go.
right. I just don't want it to be.
No, because AC.
Oh, heard. Do you think that Schlegel keeps, since Antonio got healthy, do you think that Schlegel keeps sneaking into the squad because Poppy thinks he deserves it and has played well enough when Antonio is hurt? Or do you think it's just a weird way of bringing Antonio back into the squad, making sure he stays healthy?
I'd have to say I think it's going to be he keeps popping up in the squad because Oscar seems to like to reward people, you know what I mean, for stuff like that rather than just necessarily playing the better player in the spot. I think he's going to be in the lineup again, you know what I mean, this next week. Like,
which are you talking about Wednesday?
yeah.
So
I don't
you
think he'll start.
you don't
I
think he's gonna
want
start?
Oscar. I'm sorry. I want Antonio to start. I want him to play. He's the better center back. He's going to give us the better chance.
Yeah.
But we've consistently seen Schlegel, you know, in the league in the lineup, and we've seen him in the Open Cup in the lineup as well. Since I saw Antonio on Wednesday, there's no reason he shouldn't have played against
I think
Philly.
the reason for it is because Poppy might be planning to start him on Wednesday rather than Schlegel, who played a full 90. on
Right,
top
but
of playing the minutes
you
on
expect
Wednesday.
your center back pairing to play the full 90 almost every single game all season.
What was Antonio's injury again?
It was a knee injury.
So it might be slowly integrating him back with the squad.
Yeah, it's just been a long
I'd rather have
integration.
us be cautious with him and protect his longevity than throw him back in and risk the potential of another injury.
I agree. I'm not out there on the practice field. You know, I'm not in there watching his recovery, so it may be that it's just we're being super precautious and we're just taking all these steps to make sure we don't lose him again. But at the same time, it's been weird.
Then what's the point of bringing him on for the last? I know there's a lot of added time at the end of that match, but realistically,
minutes.
from the 81st to the 90th, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
What's the point of bringing him on? Unless Schlegel was like tired or he had like a little knock or something.
No, we brought him on for Joao. So we played a 3-back, and I guess Benji played that left wing back with Ruan outright.
Gotcha. So
I lied because Tesho came on too. I forgot about that. So it was Benji and Tesho.
yeah.
Unless-
That's right. Because I was like, wow, what we're really playing Tesho as like a wing back now.
Yeah. The
It's-
defensive striker strikes again.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to start. He is the best center back that we have at that.
I thought you were talking about Tesho.
No.
You got me fucked up.
My bad. No, Antonio needs to start. There's no shot that we can break. We have the best opportunity to break Red Bull's press
Mhm.
with him on the bench. We saw the goal in that game. Like, that pass by him,
Yeah.
world class.
It was a great ball. And the goal that we conceded. Do you remember who was barking Glesnes when he flicked the ball on? For Philly's goal?
Oh, he was talking about the Arsenal goal
I
or the
know,
Arsenal
but
game.
yeah.
No, I have no idea. It was off corner,
Yeah.
and it was on the
just
other side of the field, so I couldn't really see. So
that with kind of going on this defense thing. I was going to say if it's Antonio, maybe that's no.
no,
never
because in
mind.
the first
I'm
half,
stupid.
Antonio
Yeah.
wasn't on.
All right, so then just totally off topic then.
He needs to be there. He needs to be there. I mean, he was a threat on our only chance really of the game from what I saw. Besides the two misses one by Facundo and one by
That
Tesho,
was horrible.
but the chance late in the game to get that penalty. Well, again, it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
that was- yeah.
Awful call, but we should have been ahead 2-1 by that point anyway. But he gives us that threat on set pieces that we haven't had all season. We're terrible on defending and scoring set pieces. It's a consistent problem that we've had going from one of the best teams on set pieces coming out of the MLS's back tournament. You know what I mean? That year and the year after, we were one of the best teams at scoring and defending
Used to be
best
a
set
strength,
pieces.
yeah.
And this year, it's awful.
Mhm.
And I think it's huge that we don't have Antonio's physical presence in there. Like, that's a huge, tall person to have to mark. And he's athletic, so he can move, he can jump, he can get on the ball. You know what I
Did
mean?
you see the referees excuse, quote unquote, as to
because
why.
he pulled his shirt first.
But he did he.
No,
did it
yeah, his hand was flat on the
his
chest,
shoulder, yeah.
and you could see the jersey clearly being tugged. And then he tried to, because he was clearly being pulled down, off balance, grabbed on to grab something. You know what I mean?
And then when he turned and caught, I think it was Gazdag, the goal scorer, he went back because he was coming in, and then he turned and went the other way. And you can clearly see Gazdag the whole way. And then as Antonio's going up, pulling him down. Like, yeah, Antonio still has his jersey at that point, but if you're saying that holding jerseys is a foul in every scenario, there's a foul on every set piece.
Every
ever played in
single
football.
set piece ever played in football, from every single league, from youth football here in America to the Premier League in England.
Every single time. Because there's not a set piece where there isn't shirt tugging. Go ahead.
I'll say it fucking blows my mind because not only was the foul on Antonio not given, we had a free kick somewhat near the edge of the box, and instead of us getting the free kick that we deserved, he ended up giving a free kick the other way, which made no sense to me.
Like, I'm not here to want to say, I'm not one that's going to say there's a pro agenda against Orlando. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of naive to think that the entire officiating staff is against us.
But the entire officiating staff is shit.
Is shit. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
It just seems that we get a lot of shit calls going against us, too, especially when it goes to VAR.
Yeah. But I feel like that's got to be every team, though. You know what I mean? Like, we see it week in and week out. Like, there's awful calls all the way across the league. We just feel like it's here because we see these ones week in and week out.
So then, do we have to stop shitting on the Cheese It replay show and actually watch it and count who gets the most amount of shit calls?
No, I don't want to. No.
That shit is awful.
It just shows you how poor the MLS is because they're using that as their main form of engagement. You're using your shitty calls by your officiating staff as your form of engagement. Like, that's what you're
advertising bad calls.
Yeah, exactly.
Which calls for more of them.
It's just bullshit. Like, it's not the reason we lost the game.
No.
Our performance is the reason we lost that game. And I'm not blaming the officiating on the reason that we didn't come out of that game with points because it's our fault we didn't do that. But I'm so sick and tired of seeing the excuses and allowing these bad calls to slide week in and week out. There has to be some accountability for the officiating.
I think this is the first time that I've seen a ref have a quote after a game because the refs aren't allowed or aren't supposed to talk to media. So, like, if we had that, and I've said this many times, if we could also hear fans, if we could hear the communication, maybe not in the stadium, but even just on the TV broadcast, if you can hear the communication from either between the ARs and the main refs, or in a VAR situation, the VAR ref and the main ref on the pitch, it would clear so many things up. Because then you wouldn't have fans complaining, oh, I had this opinion. If that's what the ref saw, kind of like the quote that we got after the game, yeah, it's still wrong.
No, right. It would clear so many things up.
Yeah.
We would just see how many idiots we have that work in the organization. And I think that's why they don't want to do it.
It's because the conversation is like, Johnny, what the fuck am I looking at? Shit, I don't know. Heads or tails? That's what the conversation is.
Yeah. It's absolutely asinine that we're this far along. We have this much infrastructure in the league, this much money poured in, and we're still dealing with caveman at the officiating. You know what I mean?
We've got to be, I don't want to say the only league, one of few leagues throughout the world that doesn't just have FIFA accredited referees.
Yeah. We're the only nation in the world to use pro. You know, I don't know if CONMEBOL, you know what I mean? Like, they may not use, I don't know if they use FIFA accredited refs, but it's got to be the same organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to sound like an idiot saying we're the only ones that use it. Why aren't we doing this when there are probably other nations that don't use it? But I
know that there's other nations that don't use FIFA, but we're the only nation that uses pro.
Maybe Canada, maybe the Canadian Premier League, but Canadian Premier League, yeah, I don't know.
So they can stay in Canada in the Canadian Premier League, and we can get actual people that understand the game. I'm tired of Ted Uncle. I'm tired of Christina. They're both idiots. They shouldn't be fucking where they are.
I'm tired of Borat.
Yeah. I'm tired of them all. Alan Chapman, all of them. Get them out of the They should be put in jail for conspiracy to ruin the MLS as a league because that's what they've done.
I don't understand how they let him ref another game in
Orlando,
Orlando after the whole fucking NYCFC penalty thing.
Back to your point, many episodes ago, where you were saying, yeah, like or a bartender, if you mess up,
Right.
mess up, you're gonna be let go eventually. So how many fuck ups does it take for a referee to be let go?
Well, it's like with my security staff, you know what I mean? One time letting somebody in underage, you're put on a 3-month suspension. One time. Because that is a liability to my workplace, my licensing, everybody else's income in there. So you destroying, fucking up a call that could potentially put somebody in a playoff spot, you know what I mean? Save a coach's job, save front office's jobs, stuff like that. The exact same thing. You're held to this. You should be held to a higher standard because you're getting paid what you're getting paid. One fuck up, you're getting fined. You're getting suspended. You're getting leave without pay. You know what I mean? I understand it's hard, but guess what? You're supposed to be the best at what you do. We expect athletes on the pitch to perform to such a high level. I'm sitting here saying I'm not defending Carr anymore, but he's given us 9 goal contributions in all competitions. You know what I mean? Like he's out there, he's doing things he should be, but I'm holding him to that standard. There's nobody holding the officiating to that standard up there. I mean, all of us are pissed and fed up with it, but it's got to stop. It's ridiculous.
I gotta piss. I can't lie.
Yeah,
So I'll
same.
be back.
Pause.
So, Facundo missed a clear-cut chance. No questions about it. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're that guy. You should be putting that away, man. What the
$7.5
fuck are you
mil,
doing?
Highest
Clear
No,
cut
I'm not even-
chance. That's there's no other way to say it was a fucking sitter.
Yeah. You're cutting in on your strong foot, like you said on the post. Like, one-on-one with the keeper, basically. The fuck are you doing, bud? Like, I'm not even talking about how much we're paying you. Just, like, the skill and the caliber of player you are. You're
should
putting that
put
away.
every single time.
You're not Benji Michelle.
Oof.
Put that the fuck away.
I think this man would have put it away. Kingston could have went out there in his uniform and put it away.
You could have
Cannata
put
could've
Gunners.
put it away.
Yeah, shit. I would have put it away. I'm not even the worst finisher in the room, and I could have put it away. You could have put it away.
I'm not the worst finisher in the room, and
All
he
right.
could have put it away.
When was the last time he finished? Wait.
Oh, that's a bean.
Not a bean.
That's a bean. That's a bean. That's a bean. That's a bean. That's a bean. That's a
Welcome
bean.
back to
That's a
another episode,
bean.
Never turn the light on behind
Another
you.
segment of Bryce's beans.
That's a two. That's 2 beans.
Bro, it's not my fault to make sure every single thing in here is set
No,
up.
you're right.
What we got? You got
But the
your pick.
remote's all the way over there.
Huh?
I said, but the remote's all the way over there, so I'm not turning it on.
Nah.
You get your pick.
That's a bean. That's a
You know
bean.
what they are.
That's a bean.
It's a stink bug.
Yeah. Or cappuccino. Or dirty dishwater again.
No, I'm changing out the dirty dishwater. I'm trying to get something different.
The whole thing's just full of dirty dishwater.
You get
And
the fucking pick it. You know that's. If it happens again, you.
What is this one? Toothpaste or berry blue? Say
no,
yes.
no. You should. You are.
Well, we got a fucking
Toothpaste.
cheater.
I got a bad one.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so
That's a cheater. You should have taken the cappuccino or stink bug one.
Is
Hell
that one
no.
recording?
I think I hit the. Is it a red dot somewhere?
Yeah, I see.
Heard
I see
who's
red,
making
but
sure.
Oh, toothpaste is good.
I'm pretty far away. Just lean your big ass head in front of it real quick. Yeah, it looks right. Yeah, okay.
Lord, that's a great shot right there.
That'll be the thumbnail on YouTube.
You gonna at troops with that one too?
No, because then I'll get roasted the hell out of. Yeah. So Facundo, you're putting that away every single time.
Should be.
But it's the classic Orlando City we can't finish bug.
That would have put us up 1-0 early, right? Like 20-something minute before they scored.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was like the 28th minute and they scored in the 39th.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good enough at all.
No. not
We
at all.
only had one shot on target the entire
And it
game.
was Caesar, right? Caesar just.
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
crack.
when he hit at the keeper.
Just had a crack and
It was
out
a
of-
nice shot. powerful, but right at the keeper.
Yeah, well, I mean, with 12 shots, you expect at least 4 of them to be on target with a goal. It's not good enough from us. We allowed, who do we play? Fuck.
Philly.
Yeah, we let Philly have 9 shot. Like I said,
Yeah, I know. It's a
only one in the
forgettable game. It's a forgettable game.
I was the only one at the game, but it was just so uninteresting to watch that I turned on the Arsenal-Chelsea game, the Yankee game, anything to bring me some sort of excitement.
Did the Yankees win that night? Or was that when he lost to the Orioles? Doesn't matter.
I
Just
don't
bad
know.
night.
We're losing to the Orioles
Fuck
right
it.
now anyway. So. Yeah, so we go from losing 1-0 when we probably shouldn't have lost 1-0, drawn or won that match, to playing a team that we just can't seem to beat on Wednesday night in the New York Red Bulls.
They're an aggressive, in-your-face team, and we struggle with that.
But we did well against that press against Arsenal.
So I have to hope, and honestly, you're going to hate this, but watching that match, it was like watching a mirror.
What do you mean?
Arsenal, like the way that Arsenal breaks the press in the Premier League, and the way that our passing patterns and the way that we build and who we pass the ball to, versus us on Wednesday, it was like watching a mirror. We saw the ball coming to Caesar passing the ball up to Andres finding Mikey on the wing, taking that ball down. Then you see our winger come up top, taking that ball up at the top and cutting in. That's Bukayo Saka. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it literally was like watching a mirror. And it was beautiful because that's the best we played all season. I'm not saying that because it's the style that I seen us play last year, but it's the style that works, man. It's progressive passing. It's slow. It's composed. It's taking your time. It's overloading people. You know what I mean? Having more men, 4 versus 3, every single matchup. Having a man unmarked and taking that pass, even if it is passing it back to Pedro, Ramsdale. You know what I mean? Like, your keeper needs to be involved when you're playing high-pressing teams, and Pedro's composed enough.
Pedro's way too composed.
He is so composed on the ball. He's not going to pick out that pass that we saw Antonio pick out.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe, yeah.
He's going to get the ball in the vicinity. I believe it. 100% of the time, he's going to get the ball in the vicinity. But I think that 85% of the time, Antonio's given time on the ball, he's putting that ball on a platter like he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a good shot. Pedro is very good at what I would consider relieving pressure. If there's a guy pressing him, either just shoulder drop, making the striker go one way, or whoever's pressing.
Yeah,
go
pull
one way,
back,
and
whatever it
Fucking
is.
chip it right over.
Yep.
him.
Like that was NYCFC playoff, right?
What?
COVID year.
The
When he
chip?
chipped it over.
Yeah, the little
Pretty sure he did that on Saturday.
a little juggle
Something
chip
like
or
that,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. No. So he's very composed, kind of the opposite of what we saw Edouard Mendy do. Wow, that was shit.
So what you're saying is Pedro's better than Mendy.
Oh, with
Clear.
his feet, 100%.
Clear.
Edouard Mendy's got to be one of the worst keepers at his feet in Europe. Period.
In the
and
world.
even in coming to the MLS, in almost any league.
In the
I was
world.
going to say De
I just
Gea
said
Probably-
in the
is
world.
creeping up there.
Yeah, what did he do against Villa? Oh no, against Villa, Did you see Villa's second goal in that friendly?
No,
No. Yeah. All right. That's what I thought. Fake fan.
I might have. I don't know.
Yeah. So if we can play out of the press like we did against Arsenal, I think we figured it out. Because when we lost to them 3-0 early in the season at home, it was just pure domination.
Mhm.
We had nothing. I don't even. Do we have a shot? Do we have one shot? Maybe it was either 0, 1, or 3.
Something low numbers and none of them on target. I can tell you that
Yeah.
much.
So if we see an improvement, but we lose, still not good enough. And there is a big talking point in this. A Twitter account, don't know who it is, if it's a leak, something like that, is saying that Oscar is possibly most likely to be relieved of his duties if we lose on Wednesday.
Yeah, 100%. If we walk away without without a trophy in the Open Cup, then unfortunately, he has to be relieved. I think David today, I don't know if either one of you saw his video, David from
haven't seen
Latin
it,
Proud, out there on the beach on vacation, was kind of addressing this question, and he said he was going to use Stevenage as an example. And they had a former player manager come in, club legend, did great first season. Second season, results weren't really going to that standard. Sacked the manager. Somebody else came in. Results really weren't going their way again. In the relegation zone, bring in a new manager with 5-10 games left in the season, and somewhere in that range. Manager starts winning them games, pulls them out of the relegation zone, and now they're performing. So basically, he was saying like he hopes that Oscar can get us to that point. But same thing we've been saying on this podcast. You have to be shown that he can get you to that point. Mm-hmm. And to me, nothing at Dallas shows me that he can get me to that point, and nothing here shows me that he can get me to that. Yeah. Nothing shows me that he can get me to that point. Love the guy. He's been a great personality to have on the sidelines, great personality to have in the club. He has done wonders for us to get us to that next level. And let's see how he responds to pressure. You know what I mean? This is the first time he's been under pressure here in Orlando. So let's see how he responds to it.
Yeah, he doesn't have what I would say is the front office on his side, because since we've had this new regime come in, they didn't bring him in. So they would feel less remorse to kick him out of his position than the former regime would.
Yeah.
So we could see a next day firing of Oscar Pereira. Yeah, tough to let the man go because he's got us to the best position in MLS that we've had since we joined in 2015. So yes, he will always be held in high regard as a manager here, but there's always a point in which you don't want to see yourself become the villain, and I think it's
starting to become
early than it would be to let this roll on for the rest of the season, see us maybe drop down the table a little bit more, and then just have another mediocre season.
Yeah, it's kind of not to the same, like, sorry to bring up the European thing again, but kind of not to the same standard that you guys had at Chelsea with Frank, but it is, you know what I mean, where the results weren't there, the standard's high. You know, we obviously don't have a ton to stand on to say that standard's high other than the aspirations to get better. And you always have to strive to get better. But clubs like Chelsea, clubs like Arsenal, United, you know, they have that history and stuff like that to be like, you're not good enough and this is why. You know, we're saying you're not good enough and this is why because you haven't gotten us to that next step. And things, you know, don't always get worse before they get better, but a lot of the times they do. So we do have to remember that if we do decide to proceed without Oscar, that things may not get better right away. You know what I mean? We may slide. We may see ourselves out of the playoffs this year, but that's a realistic thing that we have to come to grips with because it's a project and it's a build here. And
so, as everybody always says, don't know if you guys have looked at any managers to possibly come in, but it's the thing. If you're calling for a manager's head,
you need to have a couple options.
I've looked at a couple, just been through Transfermarkt, the website, seeing who's available, who's out there. Ole's out there. Fuck no. The one that kind of stuck out to me is Andre Villas-Boas, former manager of Chelsea for less than a year. So that bias was like when I saw him, it didn't even come to my mind that he
you forgot
Chelsea.
Fake fan.
But yeah, okay.
Don't call me out.
When did you start supporting United?
When did you start hitting the gym?
Okay, yeah. So his former club is Marseille. That was his last club managed. He's 44, plays mainly a 4-3-3 attacking, which I think would suit us decently well. Just a basic 4-3-3 is not really bad. Then even then, you can, if he brings in, or let's say we bring in another center back, you can always switch to a 3-back.
Can you pause for a second?
No. We were talking about
managers.
Yeah, Andre Villas-Boas. Can't remember where I left off.
I would like
attacking.
Right there.
Yeah, so you have Mo, who can sit there, but we also need to bring in a backup. If we have Gio Aquini, he can still play across that front line. We haven't even talked about Ivan Angola.
No.
But yeah, if he can play across that front line, also, like it's being reported, we have a bunch of versatility up there. Who knows if he wants to keep Kara? I think he would put us in a decent situation. Again, he's a young manager. New ideas. You kind of see what happens with the young managers. You see it with with Mikel.
Yeah.
Even when Pep started managing, he was kind of young. Not saying that Villas-Boas would ever become
No,
Pep,
yeah, but
yeah.
no, absolutely. I mean, with young managers, it's hit or miss, and if they show signs of being something, you definitely want to take it. You know, you want to take a risk on them. You want to take that on. I mean, I could definitely see that's a great. I would have loved to seen Gattuso come in here before he went to,
Yeah.
Valencia.
Well, he would whip everybody into shape.
Yeah, but that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we've had that manager that's been that friend to them. I know that Oscar is hard on them. I believe it.
Mm.
But you can just tell in the personality and how he is. Like, he's been that friend to them.
Mm.
And it's worked until you got to this point where you need more out of the players and you're not getting it. So you know that somebody like Gattuso would come in here and just absolutely whip everybody into shape and force the best out of them. You know what I mean? And if you're not going to be able to give it to me, then he's very cutthroat and moves on. So I think that would be another type of manager with that type of mentality where it's like, you're going to come here, you're going to give me your best, and if your best isn't good enough, I'm sorry.
How do you feel about Chris Armas?
No.
I mean,
One word, it's fuck no.
You're gonna try to
no,
defend
but
that?
I mean, Jesse Marsh would have been an absolutely wonderful signing before he went to
Agreed.
Leeds. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, we don't have to look overseas. Like, there are quality American managers.
Chris Armas is not one.
He's not one of them,
Not even
no.
close.
But you could maybe look for somebody that's an assistant on a coaching staff somewhere and give them their first shot. You know what I mean? We're not. Who's to say that they? You know what I mean? Like Mikel at Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, he was at City as an assistant.
Yeah.
But man, look what he's done for us in 2 years. Like, everybody was calling for his head, me included.
Oh yeah.
100%. I wanted him out, but at the same time, I couldn't deny the obvious signs of improvement from Emery. You know what I mean?
You guys didn't give Emery enough time, but that's another
No,
conversation.
but from that era of Emery post Wenger, I could see undeniable signs of improvement. You gave the guys some time to get his people in here. And look what happened last year. And look what's going on in the preseason this year. Like, yes, it's high hopes. Like, obviously preseason is preseason, but the way we played that game, it's undeniable. The shape, consistent shape, the consistent build-up, the way that we moved around, that's not Arsenal 2 years ago. So giving somebody a shot for the first time, it's the same thing we were talking about before. Yeah, it may get a little worse before it gets way better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely conversations to be had, especially if we lose Wednesday. I'm sure whoever comes out and does fan reacts on Wednesday night
We'll have a lot to say.
opinions.
Yeah.
Bryce will be in full force.
It's like David said, and David, shout out for always giving all three of us the respect. He
welcome.
said,
Yep.
he said the boys will have a busy night Wednesday, and we
That's-
know we will. Win, lose or draw, which draw is not an option, but win or lose.
Good recovery.
It's just the saying. I had to finish it all the way out, but we're gonna have a busy night. We're gonna have a busy night on our hands. We might need 2 mics out there, my man.
That's when I was serious. When I tweeted out, I responded to the guy. I can't remember who it was, but I said if you bring the drinks, I'll bring the chairs. We'll have the tent out there, and we will straight up record a podcast. We have 3 mic slots in the mixer. We could have everybody sit there, put a 2.5 minute timer there, and tell you to move on and record a Fan Reacts podcast. I wouldn't be too opposed.
Hey, yeah. I mean, honestly, set the camera up, have all 3 of us out there, and start grabbing people, and 3 people walk up at a time. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, a full fan. A full fan podcast.
Do you know what I mean?
Fan-led podcast
Like,
for the
just-
people by the people.
It's just the 3 of us out there like we are right now, but we're interviewing people on the streets. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about just having 2 chairs there and having people sit and debate topics.
Well, we could even do 3 chairs. You know what? More people, more content is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Let's
Well,
get it out there.
It's technically illegal to drink in the streets. Open cans.
Who said we're going to open cans? Let's go to the parking lot. Right up the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you don't get as many people.
You get Bryce. You get Bryce out there
There's
with.
definitely ways you can get around it.
We'll get Bryce with some flashlights.
People.
Yes. We'll get Bryce out there with the parking ones.
No, who knows? We'll let you know what's going on.
Either way, we'll figure something out. It's going to be great.
This is going to wrap up this edition of...
Well, no, first,
What?
let's give a little shout-out to the new signing.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, Ivan Angolo, kind of talked about him a little bit. Can play across the whole front line, apparently. I can't remember his strong foot off the top of my head. I think he has 5 goals, 4 assists, or 4 goals, 5 assists in 65 matches.
4 goals, 5 assists in 65 matches since he started his professional career.
So another attacker that
May or may not be something.
From the highlights that we watched before we recorded the last episode, before the signing was confirmed, it was a lot of, I like to take on a player. Sometimes I like to go down easy. Sometimes I like to win the ball back. Finishing, questionable. Getting into good positions, it's like a solid 6, 7 out of 10. But
it's another Benji Michel type player to me.
But this guy's a lot better with his feet.
Yeah, technical ability is better, but he's another Benji Michel type player, which
and
we can get into it in another episode. You know, I actually want to get into that like tactics talk thing and stuff like that, where we have 2 different types of players. You know what I mean? So in our starting lineup, we have Facundo that likes to take players on and cut in, but Jake Mulroney that likes to necessarily stay wide, play that ball into the box. Yep. So that could be Gio Aquini, and Angolo, you know what I mean, could be that player that takes on. You like to see players with opposite abilities on opposite sides of the ball because of the way we play. It's technical. I'm not going to get super into it, but you see that across all the teams across the world where, you know, necessarily there's opposing strengths and weaknesses.
Martinelli likes to cut in, take on players.
Sacco likes to stay wide, necessarily put the ball in. Yeah. We see that even with our backup where we signed, you know, Marquinhos. He likes to cut in. He's more of that player where we were looking for him a more Rafinha type player, likes to stay. He's a Brazilian,
not
Brazilian
Marquinhos.
Yeah,
Marquinhos.
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, young Brazilian kid. His first minutes were against Chelsea, and he played a decent match out there. It was my mistake when I celebrated that goal because I thought Reece put in the ball. It was actually Marquinhos. So.
Wait, 4th goal? 3rd goal?
Yeah, 4th goal.
It wasn't Cedric?
Well, Cedric put in the ball, but the pass to Cedric was
Reece.
Yeah, it was like Reece, and then he put it back wide, and Cedric put it in. It was actually Marquinhos. That was my full 100% fault. But again, same type of thing. We were looking for Rafinha, a player that can feed the ball in. Normally doesn't like to take players on. So I think that's more along the lines of what we were looking to sign with that player. So I'm defending him a little bit because the first time I was not impressed
with
Angolo. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you watched like a minute of his highlights, so you didn't see everything.
But even still, if your highlights are you taking on a player and putting a shot wide, it's not a great look.
Which is like 90% of that video. I want to say he scored like 2 goals that entire like 4-minute video.
So he's unpolished for sure. There's definitely some upsides.
So it could be a potential diamond in the rough, but we won't know until he hits the field.
Yep. So definitely wanted to give him a shout out. Welcome to Orlando. Welcome to the Purple.
23 years old.
Definitely great to see young signings coming in. You know what I mean?
We're going for that more young, mid-20s, maybe slightly late 20s, but we're not going for that MLS retirement signing much anymore.
Which is great to see. If we're building for the future, that's great. And honestly, I can kind of see that that's what we're doing. The only thing is Oscar's not going to have enough time if he doesn't give us some type of trophy.
If you keep bringing in young players, you're not getting... Yes, you have that leader in Mo, you have that leader in Robin and Antonio. But if you keep bringing in young players, and you don't bring in these 27, 28-year-olds, they still have experience but are still in their prime, you're going to see a little bit of an experience kick it in, and you don't get to trophies.
Back to Arsenal again. You know, that was last year. Not last year, the year before last when we were 7-8 in the table. You know what I mean? Tons of young players, no true veteran leadership on the team. You bring in some veteran leaders. You bring in the team gets more mature, more minutes under their belt, and you see the improvement. The problem is that Oscar has enough veterans on his team right now that we should be winning a cup. You know what I mean? So...
I forgot Junior in there too. Added in there.
So if he gets the cup, hopefully he'll have enough time to build that youth core that he wants to build, and we're going to be a threat for years to come.
So then, if he wins the Open Cup, if we win the Open Cup, how much time do you give him? If we don't make the playoffs,
Oh yeah,
he's still out in the summer.
yeah.
or
No,
whatever.
I mean, with the position we're in right now, we need to win the Open Cup, and then the schedule becomes less congested
Mhm.
after the World Cup. No, I'm sorry, our season ends before the World Cup. That's my bad.
Hey, basically, our schedule is less congested after this month,
Yeah. So
especially if we go out of the Open Cup Wednesday.
win the Open Cup, schedule becomes less congested. There's nothing else to worry about until the end of the season. We're already in a good position in the playoff race.
Yeah.
Right now we're currently 5th behind Montreal,
By how many
5
points?
points behind, but they have a game in hand. We're even on points with Columbus, who are in 6th, with a game in hand as well. So if they draw their game, we're sitting at 6th place.
So either way, we're still not in a terrible place, considering the performances of the team up until this point. So if we can keep drawing games and stuff like that, we'll make the playoffs. It won't be a spot that we want to make it, but we will.
What's the goal difference?
Right now we are sitting at a -5 goal differential.
Yeah. So if we can find ways to score goals, like everything gets better, obviously. But
Is Giochini and Angolo enough to do that? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Am I allowed to end this episode here? Or do you want to talk about something else?
No.
All right, good. Yeah, shout out to Lad Bible Ireland.
Yeah.
The whole clip that went viral across Twitter and Instagram. If you haven't
shout
seen
out to Troops for roasting you on Instagram too, and
no
Zaw
one
for
saw that, so
responding
matter.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
They all saw that one.
So if you haven't seen that clip on Instagram, go follow us at OCFanTV, Twitter at OCFanTV22, and our TikTok is at OCFanTV also. Our YouTube, if you just search OCFanTV or Orlando City Fan TV, you'll find us. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed or liked this video yet,
What are you
do
doing?
both of those. You're living your life wrong. I'm wearing the Kingston on my head, and he's wearing nothing, and he's wearing an Orlando City bucket hat. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's about where we're at.
So,
See you all Wednesday after the match outside Gate C. All three of us may have mics. One of us may have mics. Who knows?
one of us may have mics. Am I going to be sitting there holding 2 mics?
Yeah. You may be over there doing one of these
I'll have a
numbers.
lavalier mic
Yeah.
on me, and then I'm just holding the
Yep.
two there for people to talk.
You never know. But we'll be out there. Win or loss, we will be there. Come speak your mind. Good, bad, ugly.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Please.
we're not here to judge, and we're not here to start any agendas. So come over, say what you want to say, get it off your chest. If he can't understand you, we might go viral. You, you never know.
If you don't say Zhorov,
Slave. Slave.
yeah, all right. Well,
All right.
Kingston says goodbye. I say goodbye, Dave.
I say fuck you, Zach.
I say fuck the Red Bulls.
Fuck.
Fair.
Except for Checo
Max
and
Verstappen.
Max Verstappen.
Nope, fuck them both too.
Fuck Charles Leclerc.
Fuck
Atlanta.
all of Red
I'm
Bulls.
glad he crashed
Fuck
out on
Miami.
Sunday.
I'm so glad that Danny Rick is a piece of shit and can't drive since he left them. So
Damn.